Hi, I'm Dr. Sherry Onyego, Director of Nutrition and Chronic Disease Prevention at Harris County Public Health. I want to welcome you to our weekly public health review. First, allow me to say thank you for taking COVID-19 seriously. Although we're still in the middle of this pandemic, please know the sacrifices you have made and are still making. Social distancing from loved ones and friends, frequent hand washing, wearing facial coverings, canceling gatherings, and modifying business practices and hours are not in vain. These are incredibly important as we do all we can to slow the spread and flatten the curve of this pandemic. As Harris County and other local health officials monitor COVID-19's impact on our community daily, it's important to share with you the latest case counts. This week, including the city of Houston, we have more than 89,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases. Nearly 52,000 individuals have since recovered from the disease, but unfortunately, the number of deaths related to this virus continue to rise, now standing at a little more than 980 individuals who've lost their lives. An early release study from the CDC this week found that people infected with coronavirus shedded on its pillowcases, duvet covers, sheets, and light switches, as well as on the bathroom door and faucet handles. Although the researchers could find clear evidence that contact with these contaminated items caused infection, the study further highlights the importance of proper handling procedures when changing or laundering the used linens of COVID-19 patients. If you have a sick family member, relative, or friend that you're caring for, the CDC recommends that you should not shake used linens after removal. Additionally, laundered items should be thoroughly cleaned and dried to minimize the possibility of spreading the virus through the air. Although we're still advocating for you to stay home as much as possible and avoid unnecessary travel and outings, we realize that air travel is picking up again and want to offer some useful information, especially if you're heading to Europe. The U.S. Department of State is urging Americans to check their website at travel.state.gov for information on restrictions, foreign quarantine policies, and urgent health information specific to the country you plan to visit. Now let's transition to the topic of reopening schools for a moment. On Wednesday, Judge Lina Hidalgo shared Harris County's roadmap to reopening schools to serve as a guide in assisting school leaders and superintendents as they make these tough decisions to reopen schools for in-person learning. County leaders have recommended that school districts offer virtual instructions until there's a change in the county's COVID-19 threat level, which has remained at the highest level, 1 or red, since late June. We understand that remote learning is challenging for everyone, especially for working parents and families that rely on schools for necessities such as meals. But again, based on the current and ongoing transmission of COVID-19 in our community, we're not in the position to reopen schools for in-person learning. There was another study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association this week suggesting that children can carry at least or as much of the virus that causes COVID-19 in their noses and throats, just as adults do, even if they only have mild or moderate symptoms. We must continue to rely on the science as we continue to plan for safe reopening schools in our community. Details on the judge's roadmap to reopening schools can be found online at readyharris.org or at hcphtx.org. Finally, I want to remind you that we are still offering surge testing in partnership with the federal and state health agencies. Surge testing provides additional temporary federal support to areas around the county that have seen recent spikes in coronavirus cases. The goal is to increase testing capacity and provide faster lab turnaround times. Surge testing is offered at Ken Pridgeon Stadium and the San Jacinto College Central Campus. Remember, don't guess, take the test. For more information on how to register for surge testing or testing at any one of our free COVID-19 sites, simply complete the online screening assessment tool, which can be found at readyharris.org, hcphtx.org, or you can call our call center at 832-927-7575. Thank you again for doing your part to slow the spread. I'm Dr. Sherry Onyego with Harris County Public Health. Have a wonderful weekend, and remember to be safe, be well, and stay healthy.